models are starting to hint at a trough dipping into the eastern United States that might impact weather across the Great Lakes region. In this video, I'm going to talk about what could occur, but I'm also going to emphasize the inconsistencies with the models that raise some questions as to what exactly could happen. Hello everybody, the time is 4:14 p.m. and it is December the 4th. Happy December. Welcome to another update from Great Lakes Weather. Hopefully everybody is doing well today. In this video, I'm going to really address a few things, especially with regards to this system that everyone is talking about, especially since the fact that it is one of the first bigger winter systems that we've had projected by some of the models along the East Coast. And again, really don't take what you're going to be seeing here at face value. Again, it's raw model data. Okay, it's going to change a lot as we get up onto this event. Okay, you're going to see a lot of videos get put out there regarding it's going to be this massive storm. It's going to be we really don't know that yet. Okay, so really what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you that raw model data, provide maybe an interpretation of it. But again, it's important that you don't take it at face value because raw model data is expected to change. It gives us hints as to a big puzzle that we're trying to put together, and the puzzle starts to come much closer together as we get closer to the day. We are still 6 days out from this event. So as you look at these raw weather models, don't take them at face value for what you see. So let's get right to it with the latest from, okay, this is not pulling up here. There, now we're all better. So here we have the Euro model. We're going to look at a few different models today. We're going to look at mainly the Euro and the GFS, which are kind of hinting more at this storm setup. Some of the other models are hinting at it as well, but we're going to emphasize the Euro and the GFS, and then some things that the SPC is mentioning about this. Now, again, what are the main hazards with this event? It's looking to be, there could be a few things we've got to watch for. There could be a few thunderstorms on the southern warmer side of this, and then there could be some snow on the back side. It's looking like a storm based on these models currently that could amount to just some activity for the Great Lakes region. Specifically what activity we can't define just yet, but I'm going to give you kind of the raw model data and what it's saying. So first of all, we're going to start with the 500 millirad height anomaly. Okay, this is the current time, 7 a.m. Monday as of the latest model run. As we progress it forward, you see we're kind of sitting in a little plume of cooler air through about Wednesday. Wednesday, you're going to notice this ridge starts to build in. That ridge is actually going to bring us nice warm temperatures. Some places could get into the 40s, 50s, maybe even upper 50s if you get into southern Indiana, southern Ohio. So it's going to be kind of nice. One thing you're going to notice here, as projected by the Euro, is this trough right here. The expectation, this trough coming from the northwestern United States, might dip down into parts of Texas, okay, and then it will kind of grow off that energy that we have, also drawing in that moist air from the Gulf, and deepen a little bit as it moves up into the Great Lakes region. You notice that deepening trough there, and the Euro is playing it out to be a rather stronger storm. Okay, now again, that's still several days out, but it's projecting that there could be a bit of heavy snow on the back side of this low that's going to be associated with it right in front of it, and then also thunderstorms on the southern side. Okay, so I'm going to break down for you exactly what is being said. Now, the SBC is catching on these models as well. Also, the GFS also kind of playing this a little bit as well. They have issued a 15% severe risk for portions of Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, a place that's typically sees severe weather this time of year, so it's not really out of the ordinary. But 15% severe risk based on those models that are being shown. Again, 15% is not a high amount of risk, but putting it out this far out, just saying something could happen with the storm across parts of the South. So that's something that's being put out by the SPC. So I'm going to show you the comparison of what the models are saying first before I get into specifically what the models are saying. So here we have the GFS. Look at the GFS first of all. Nothing currently being shown by the GFS as of 1 a.m. on Monday. Because the reason why that is because the GFS is playing it out to be early as Sunday. Okay? Now the Euro's a little bit different. The same time, they're expecting a band of heavy snow across portions of Michigan, northwestern Indiana, western Indiana as well, and then that's going to eventually move into Ohio with a line of likely stronger storms on the eastern edge of this. So again, two very different scenarios here. Nothing by the GFS, something by the and something there on the Euro. This is why you gotta kind of have to Look at all the models. Don't look at just one model when you're looking at these different forecasts. You got to look at all the models because all of them need to come together before we can come up with a more consistent idea of what to expect. You look at the GDPS as well. GDPS falls kind of a balance between the two. The low is shifted much farther to the east on the GFS and the Euro. You still see that line of thunderstorms though, and the snow on the back side. So again, the Euro is definitely playing out the more violent, I guess you could say, response to this. I do think it will likely start to simmer down a little bit and join in with its lesser counterparts. I'm really thinking that this appears to be a bit of an extreme, but I'm going to show you kind of how the model is breaking this down just to keep that in mind. So keep that in mind as we go through this. So let's start with the GFS and the earlier stage, the earlier mode that is being projected here. So again, we had a bit of snow that moved through. We may have a bit of snow that moves through on Tuesday across portions of Michigan and Indiana and Ohio. Not going to be too much snow from that, not even probably 2 inches from that on Tuesday. So that's something that we don't really need to be concerned about. That's going to move off to the east, and as we get into Wednesday, you notice that ridge is starting to build into the area Wednesday and Thursday, and we're going to get warmer temperatures as that ridge begins to build into the area. A nice, pretty large ridge, as a matter of fact. Temperatures out in Kansas, as a matter of fact, could get into the, as we get into the afternoon hours on Thursday, temperatures could rise up near 60 degrees across parts of the plains. If you get into Indiana as well, central Indiana, according to the GFS, temperatures will be in the 50s. So it's going to be warming up as a result of this ridge building into the area. So warmer temperatures are on the way for the Great Lakes region. It's going to be a nice thing to have before this storm possibly impacts our area. And here's when the GFS is projecting it to occur. Now the GFS says it's going to start to develop across parts of the plains around Friday at 10 p.m. ish, okay? And then it has some rain pushing through Saturday morning, and then it progresses. You do notice there's snow on the backside, but you can see a much different evolution than what the Euro was projecting previously. You still do have snow on the backside, but you also have a set of thunderstorms that extend down from parts of Louisiana up into even parts of Indiana. So different evolution here. Again, it is associated with that deepening trough that will have some pretty strong wind shear out ahead of it. So again, some places in Indiana might, again, keyword is might there, see some thunderstorms with this system that moves through, as well as the potential for some snow right behind it. Both models do trend to be deepening this low pressure system as it moves off to the northeast, but the timing is very different. Again, you see here, this is Saturday at 10 p.m., and then when we were looking at that other model, it was showing Monday at 1 a.m. So again, timing is a big issue right now. We don't have a specific nail down on the timing of this system. And then also Michigan, it does project that there could be some heavy snow on the backside for Michigan. And again, you do have that consistency showing also with the models here. You do have a warming plume of temperatures here where the dendritic growth zone is showing up. So that could show up as a potential for maybe some wetter snow flakes that could occur. So that's something to just keep in mind. But that's going to continue to progress off to the east-northeast. And it'll be out of here Sunday at 1 a.m. with the possibility of some lake effect snow behind it. Probably will be breezy a little bit with this system as well. I wouldn't be surprised as that low does deepen as it moves off to northeast. But again, this is the same time that we were showing you with the Euro when it was just moving through, and it says Monday at 1 a.m. So very big timing difference with the models here, which is why we can't nail down an exact time with this system, okay? So just keep that in mind as we continue to look at these models. So here's the Euro's play, okay? We're going to start back at the same time. Again, Euro's still consistently showing that snow and rain-snow mix potential on Tuesday, and that could lead to maybe even an inch or it's going to lead to an inch or less of snow accumulation for spots in southern Michigan, maybe northern Indiana as well. Notice that that ridge is still consistently shown on the models for the Great Lakes region. That ridge does build in. It's not as broad. It definitely does tighten up a little bit more in this region. You do notice that ridge does not build all the way out into parts of the Midwest as it moves through. So and it rises a little bit higher with this low. So this low actually gets a little bit deeper as it progresses off to the northeast. So Now you notice that low beginning to develop, and it starts off as rain in Indiana Saturday at 1 p.m. Okay, so you have some rainfall starting to develop associated with this thing. Okay, does pack marginal severe potential as being indicated in Louisiana. You get up near Kentucky, southern Ohio, not showing that setup for anything severe. It's just probably going to be just rain. Okay, so progressing it forward, you do notice that that rainfall could extend a little bit farther out in parts of Indiana, Ohio. It does show that developing system on the backside. What it really does show is a rather fast-paced wrapping of cool air around this in a deepening trough, around the deepening trough associated with this, and it does show that that could strengthen this activity. Okay, now the Euro is playing out a much more intense setup than the GFS. I do expect it to probably downtrend a little bit with this. Again, showing those thunderstorms on the eastern side of the low, that warm side, and then wrapping around that cool air with the potential for snow on the backside. And that snow could extend into Michigan and then also parts of Indiana getting lighter and extending into Ohio as that low moves off to the northeast. This is a very robust outplaying of this model. Again, that's why don't take these at face value just yet. Again, with the timing and intensity variabilities, there's still a lot to nail down with this system. So again, you're going to see a lot of videos out there saying hunker down, get worried. I would not be concerned about this system yet until we get closer to it. Okay, there's still a lot of information that is out there that's pretty wide, so you've got to just not take what is being seen here at face value. Okay, so just wait for National Weather Service to kind of give out more information about this system. They're watching the system too. They've mentioned it. So it's just something to monitor for this time, not anything to be concerned about just yet. Okay, but I will also mention that the temperatures will be changing over the next few days. This is something we're pretty certain of at this point. The temperatures will be rising as that ridge begins to build into the area on Thursday and on Friday. You can see temperatures are going to get into the mid-50s across much of Indiana and Ohio, low 50s, upper 40s as you get into Michigan. And then as that cold front begins to dip on through, that trough deepens and moves in, you do notice temperatures begin to drop down into the 40s across this area, getting down towards freezing, and then also getting down closer to freezing as it gets into the area on Monday. You can see kind of that change in temperatures as that low begins to move through. So questions still being raised about the system. I'll be continuing to provide updates over the next few days. Make sure to check out those updates. Hopefully this information was helpful to you. Again, watch out for the hype. I mean, it's natural if you're kind of interested in getting these storms to get excited about it. But again, there's still questions that need to be answered. So just take everything with a grain of salt at this time, and I will continue to provide updates. Also refer to updates from the National Weather Service. Michigan Storm Chasers, I'm partnered with them. They are providing updates on this as well. Get good sources. Watch your local news station. They're probably going to be more taking this with a grain of salt as well. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully this video was informational to you. And just make sure to subscribe and stay updated. And if it does amount to be something interesting, I may go out and do some storm chasing with this event. That'll be coming soon. Hopefully this video is helpful. Thanks to everybody for watching, and I'll see you all later.